What's up?
How's Johnny doing this game?
He seems like he's responded well. He did not participate today, but looks like he's moving, feeling a little bit better.
So that happened during a pickup game
In practice.
in practice.
Yeah.
There's been a few injuries like that. Is the team playing especially physical this year?
I would say not as physical as I'd like, but things happen, bumps and bruises. And that's just good competition. I think it's a little unfortunate, but I don't think it'll be anything long lasting.
I asked Tyus Jones yesterday because the NBA GM survey came out, and he got votes for most likely to be a head coach as his head coach. What's your reaction?
I wouldn't be surprised. He thinks the game, as do most point guards, but there's a high IQ, but just a really good feel for what's needed, at that time. And I think guys who can process, read the game, can go through, both offensively and defensively, what we're trying to do, talk other guys through those situations. I think that's pretty impressive.
What's the main focus heading to the end?
Obviously, we want to continue to improve in certain areas. We want to be better than we were against Charlotte. They're going to test us in different ways, but some ways that we've seen and we've maybe fallen a little short. Defensive rebounding piece, really, working on containing our paint. That starts one-on-one, it's pick and roll. There's a lot of iterations in that, but those two areas are going to be big for us.
With the 41 attempts from three against Charlotte, what are you anticipating as your approach offensively in that area?
Well, let's get 42 up. I don't know. We want to still continue to harp on getting the right shots and taking what the defense gives us. They're a really quality defensive team. They're very physical, as we saw against Charlotte. They're going to protect their paint. They've got size, behind the ball to protect the rim. It's going to look and feel a little different, so it's going to be a good challenge for us.
What do you consider the wrong shot?
I think, we talked about the shot profile piece. Those shots early in the possession, those would be considered the wrong shots. If we're turning down great shots for contested shots, or we're not finding the open guy. So that's a very simple definition of what we would deem not quality.
And by shot profile, you're generally referring to shots that are 2-point shots that are not in the paint.
Not necessarily. It's also at the end of the clock, we have a license to get the best opportunity we can get. We just want to avoid those type of possessions early in the clock.
In terms of how you want to give guys minutes tomorrow night, what's your general plan in terms of minute profile and getting guys ready for the opener?
Yeah, you still want to see your top 8-9 guys play a good chunk together. Ideally, that's some minutes in the fourth quarter. I'm not sure if that's going to happen tomorrow, but we'll see.
Coach, how's Denny looking?
It was good.
Ready?
Yeah. Got a little winded, but I think that's just part of his return. He was full participant today and got after it, which is a good sign. Moving him around to different positions, I think is good for him as well. He's got to put his thinking cap on, and whether I'm at the 4 or the 3, if I'm pushing in the open floor, what does that look like? All those things I think are good layers for him to kind of sift through at this point, and hopefully get a chance to see it soon.
And guys who came in off the bench against Charlotte and gave really good performances, I'm thinking of Eugenio Marui and Scala specifically.
Mm-hmm.
A, what did you think of that? And B, does that give you more confidence to maybe start them a little bit earlier in the game heading forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to play. We've got 21 guys in camp, and it's challenging to play 15. To your credit, to your point rather, I give them a lot of credit for how they responded. Down 15, I believe, at that point, in the game on a 31-10 run. So did some good things on both sides of the ball, but the overall disposition was great. They were connected, moving the ball, finding the open man. They played the right way. They were very competitive. So it's always good to find a way to eke out a win in those situations. But getting those guys, anytime they're on the floor, those are valuable minutes. They took full advantage of it.
As Danny looks ahead to his debut, is it fair to say that he's in the reconditioning phase? Because it sounds like maybe the hurdles in terms of his injury have already been passed.
As far as I know, I'm not going to speak for medical. It doesn't seem like he's had any lingering effects, but he hasn't had a chance to play a ton of the 5-on-5, so there may be a little bit, but that's what this is. That's what it's for. This is camp. So he'll work through it, and I think he'll be fine.